Week number 5 start bench advice begins right now. So file on in, hit that like button, slap it, hit that subscribe button. We're at 30,239 subscribers, 30.2K. Maybe on this live stream we hit 30.3K. That's up to you. Let's dig in. Let's get let's roll our sleeves up, get our hands dirty, and try to figure out what is the best way to dominate your league in week number 5. The Fantasy Football Show Q&A session, question and answer, super chat, maybe even draft session. The Romeo Doubs suspended for a game. Wicks's value goes to the moon session. All the news and notes around the league walking into week number 5 as we know them right now. More Christian McCaffrey news. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition starts right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So, you may have heard already, but we'll kick off the show real briefly on this topic. Wicks is one of the best wide receiver starts of the wide receiver 3 territory type guys. He's got probably pretty damn good wide receiver 2 value this week. Dontavian Wicks for the Green Bay Packers. You have Romeo Doubs suspended for a game after missing 2 practices this week. He's already been not producing. Wicks has been outdoing him with less work, and now Wicks is going to get the starting job essentially handed to him. And honestly, this is a huge KJV upgrading to the priority comments. I love it, bro. I'll just prioritize comments and reply more quickly to people that have that membership. So if anybody upgrades that, you can have that. So you'll look for me to reply in your YouTube comments, not the live chat, necessarily, but in the comment section. I appreciate you. But yeah, Wicks going to the moon. But the better news is that Wicks is probably going to get some sort of advantage walking out of this week, no matter what. Doubs isn't just going to return to his role, even that the role he was underproducing in. He's going to probably lose his job to Dontavian Wicks, who's going to step up big time, who's been stepping up big time anyway, and now he's going to be oversaturated with targets and he's going to the moon.
Mashed potatoes!
I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am about this kid. This is one of the most preemptive week one waiver wire guys we had, where we're sitting there going, okay, in week 1, after week 1's over, we're heading into the first official waiver wire show. The official waiver wire show. Week 1 ends, we go into week 2 waiver wire. I did a preemptive week 1 waiver wire show. Wicks was, I believe, the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver that we wanted you to grab before week 1 so that you aren't scrambling to go get him. What's he do? Lays an absolute egg in week 1. And I admit it wasn't, the best feeling to have a prediction like that fall flat right on its face, but sometimes we're a little bit early. Sometimes we hit things early. Sometimes we need to have patience and wait for a guy like Wicks to develop. Same thing with Chase Brown. Chase Brown? How many times did we come in going, Chase Brown? And he lays an egg in week 1, lays an egg in week 2. Chase Brown looks like a piece of drop material on your roster, and he was dropped across fantasy football leagues everywhere. He's still available in some formats right now, as are a lot of these guys. This is the week 5 waiver wire board. And while your waiver is processed on Tuesday night, there's still a lot of you scrambling to try and get plays this week. And this is the board. This is what you're looking at. Pause it if you need to. Chase Brown's out there. We got Bigsby. We've got a bunch of guys that might be available in your league. People dropping Garendo because of kicker and bye week and injury situations. There's all kinds of stuff brewing right now for everybody. We're going to get into more of that in just a little bit. Let me hit the rest of this news. We got this Davante Adams news. Trade talks involving Davante Adams are expected to intensify next week as the Raiders start as the Raiders star wide receiver heals from his hamstring injury, and teams start to hammer this out. Say, okay, is he healthy? Is he good to go? Can he pass the physical? Et cetera, et cetera. It sounds like his hamstring injury is actually a little more legit than people thought. Rashee Rice will visit respected surgeon Dr. Dan Cooper to have a procedure. It's going to be a knee scope early this week to determine the severity of his knee injury and what is next. There's a small glimmer of hope that this kid could get on the field again this regular season. But may I remind you that this could be a probing of sorts, no pun intended, into his knee to see if he can return for the NFL playoffs. Can this team hold out hope that he may not do them much good during the regular season, but he could come back during playoff time and maybe get some work in early on and then be there in the final few games? That could be what they're looking at. Now, what is going on with his knee? More than likely, when you do have a hyperextension like this, I've actually snapped the ACL in this model. Or actually, that might be the PCL in this model. And what happens is you do tear the PCL more often with a hyperextension forward than you tear an ACL. But you most certainly can tear an ACL that way. You can tear an ACL whenever the two joints start going in a different direction together or opposite each other, right? So if you look on the back of this model, even though this is the inside of the knee, you can't see it on the back of your leg. This shows you that ACL and PCL cross each other, and I snapped one of them. The other one's there, probably the ACL. What happened was, my guess is that he tore it but didn't snap it in half. So it's hard to know. It's not like you can go in and do or not go in and do a leg test, like where you grab the knee, the person sitting on a chair, you grab the back of their leg, you pull the knee joint like that, and see how there's a lot of give there because I snapped it in the model. It's actually a loose model now. That's how you tell if you tore the ACL or PCL. There's actual physical tests that make you say, yep, it's torn. We can do an MRI tomorrow, but it's a torn ACL. But with as much swelling as he has, makes it hard to see in imaging. Also, if the ACL is not completely torn, then they're going to have less give, and they're going to think maybe it's not totally torn. I don't know. They can't tell. The swelling's too bad. But the swelling being this bad, to have to wait and not be able to know what's going on, also tells you there's a lot of trauma. So we need to be careful thinking that he's going to return this regular season. He may. There's a small chance, but I want to prepare people that this is where a case where it's torn, it's just not snapped. And when they go in there to look at it, and sometimes they go in to fix it. And the reason they wait for the swelling to go down is they can't do surgery until the swelling goes down. But you also can't have surgery sometimes this early on. You got to wait a little longer. If they go in there, they're running the risk of infection. They're running the risk of a lot of things by going in there, probing, and then exiting and not repairing it. So sometimes they like to wait. This could be part of why they're waiting. When they get in there, they want to fix what's in there. But if it is a tear that does not necessarily require surgery, it's still a tough thing. And the question here from Wendell says, who has swelling for a week? When your knee is in this much trauma, bro, the swelling's telling you it's like an air cast. It's like airbags in a vehicle. It's trying to protect everything. It's injecting swelling because something's wrong. Something's awfully wrong, and it's trying to protect and hold everything in place. That's essentially what swelling does. So I'm just telling you, be prepared for him to potentially be out for the rest of the year, fantasy-wise, but maybe there's hope that he can not have surgery and come back. But if that ACL is not snapped in half but still very torn, then it's not serving a purpose. Think of it like this pen. The pen is holding these two knee joints tight. If you slip that pen out a little bit, now it's like it doesn't even do anything to hold the knee joint tight, even if it's still connected. So they might still have to go in and replace it. So we'll know more probably. I don't even know if we'll know Monday, but we might know Monday. We'll have to see. So Rashee Rice, Devontae Adams, Christian McCaffrey. There's this piece of news today from Adam Schefter. It says Christian McCaffrey won't return for Thursday night's game. Yeah, we knew that, in Seattle in Week 6. when he's eligible to come off injured reserve. But there are some reasons for encouragement per league sources. We don't really know what's going on here. I think the bottom line is this. Christian McCaffrey is very much going to be like this all year. It sounds like the Achilles tendonitis is worse in one leg than the other, but it is in both legs. That was the recent revelation that we had hit fantasy football worlds and circles and kind of shocked everybody, even though it didn't shock me to hear, because you have same wear and tear on your Achilles tendons. It's not like an ACL tear where you snap your ACL and the other one's super vulnerable because the other one snapped. The other one's got to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's a knee to a knee takes a helmet to the side and tears your ACL. An Achilles tendon, you're typically tearing over a certain amount of force and explosion. The human body can maintain a certain amount of pounds in terms of your explosive ability and the amount of weight that Achilles tendon is essentially carrying in each explosion and push off, right? And if the Achilles tendon's worn down so much that one simple explosive move, think of Greenlaw just jogging onto the field during the Super Bowl. Remember that? He wasn't even sprinting. His Achilles was hanging on by a thread. Literally. That's how the Achilles is. You start fraying it. Think of it like a cord. I'm trying to think about if I have a cord in the studio that actually would represent what I'm talking about. But where is it at? I probably have a cord somewhere. You could even look at it like, think of it like one of those coil cords, right? With the different coils around it. You know, they bend a little bit. Your cell phone charger sometimes might have one where there's a bunch of different wrapped coils around it. Well, if each one of those frays, or even a rope has a bunch of little strings in there. Each one frays a little off a little bit. It's weaker and weaker. You just don't know. It's still holding strong. It's still functioning. But if you have wear and tear on one where it's fraying, your Achilles is fraying and just getting weaker and weaker and weaker, the other one's most likely in the same exact situation or very near it. That's why it's not shocking that there's Achilles tendonitis in both Achilles tendons. The thing is, I don't know. I don't know that we're gonna get any sort of good news the way that people are expecting it. If he has a good day or a good week, that's it. Like, you can't draw any conclusions about it getting better. This is chronic. This is not the Achilles tendonitis that a kid gets at 17, 18 years old and he outgrows it and he's going through growing spurt. And there's a lot of things that go wrong with the body. Osgood slaughter in the legs turns into tendonitis in the knees. But it's initially Osgood slaughter, which is a pain kind of below the kneecap. And then as you grow, that stretches and turns into patellar tendonitis a lot of the time. So Christian McCaffrey is not growing. He's not going to get better. He's got chronic Achilles tendonitis. He's going to have good days, bad days, good hours, bad hours, good weeks, good weekend, bad weekend, good first half, bad second half. He might have to sit a second half when he started off strong. Woke up in the morning feeling good. By the time he gets out there, he feels like he's going to rip his Achilles tendon in half. And the people that say that Christian McCaffrey's no more likely to tear his Achilles tendon than the average person because of the Achilles tendonitis doesn't know what they're talking about. Because you're absolutely in a position to maybe have more of a risk to tear your Achilles tendon because your Achilles tendon is not strong. There's something wrong with it. It's not healthy. And what happens to people with bad Achilles tendons? They suffer calf injuries as compensation. There's something correlated between a calf injury that McCaffrey has and the Achilles tendon. When Aaron Rodgers is suffering calf injuries, it's because his Achilles tendon's weak and his calf is overcompensating. That's what's happening. So there might be hope, a glimmer of hope here, but Jordan Mason's probably here to stay for the entire regular season. Any sort of plan of having McCaffrey back in action, full go, let's say, even if there was a shot in hell, he could have 4 or 5 games, he has a good month, and 4 or 5 games straight, it's in the playoffs. It's not in the regular season. Even if he comes back, it's spot duty, 50% workload max. It's going to be a timeshare at the very, very best for Christian McCaffrey walking into the season. and the remainder of the season once he gets back. This one here, Rashee Rice will have his knee scoped. That's more of the same that we talked about. That will happen and give some answers of whether it's a partially torn PCL, partially torn ACL, maybe partially torn both. Maybe it's fixable, maybe it's not. So he'll go in and have that procedure, and then we'll go from there. Probably Monday or Tuesday we'll have more information. We've got Evan Ingram, who is unlikely to play week 5, so do not expect to have his services. A lot more looks going to BTJ. Taysom Hill is out for week number 5. That's a shame because he is such an exciting play when he's on the field. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is doubtful. Kareem Hunt is a fantastic play this week. Kareem Hunt is a fantastic start this week. It is what it is. I wish it was the Lionheart, but it's not. Doesn't mean that the Lionheart can't somehow resurface if let's say Hunt suffers an injury, etc. We'll look into that. And Brandon Cooks, who is placed on injured reserve, misses 4 games, which means that Jalen Tolbert becomes kind of a crafty play this week and beyond. That is the news for right now. We're going to get into the super chats, open some phone calls on the phone line. Jennings, Whittington, Tucker, drop 1. I'm probably dropping. I mean, this could go which way, bro. Tucker for now, he's not the starter. He's not the player that people want him to be without Adams yet. But Whittington got a ton of targets, didn't do a ton with it, really. You could drop either one. Whittington, look, Cup's coming back, Puka's coming back. At the end of the day, Whittington's less valuable. Tucker's not valuable now. Whittington's probably more valuable now with the target share that we saw last week. But Tucker has the better long-term season outlook. So if you want this move for later, Tucker's the keep. If you need something now, Whittington's the better choice. Bench 1, Harris, Ayuk, Tracy, help. Probably benching Tracy, my guy. I don't know that we have a good, clear indication what his workload would even be. One flex, Keenan Allen, Leggett, Dowdle, Bigsby, and Braylon Allen. Probably going to go Keon for high upside, high risk, but Keenan Allen for safety if, let's say, you feel like you need a safe move. In what scenario would you trade away Josh Allen if you could not win and you knew you could not win? Looked in the mirror, self-assessment, you can't win. You don't have 3 wins. You got 3 wins, you keep them. Look, I'd sell anybody if the right offer came, but am I shopping Josh Allen? No, not unless I have 1 or 2 wins and I know I can't win. 12-team PPR, 1 and 3 QB, Allen, Achane, Moss, Braylon, Tyreek, Rashee Rice, Flowers, Leggett, Kincaid. Start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Achane and probably Bigsby this week, Tyreek, and I suppose Wicks. Tyreek and Wicks would be my 2 wide receivers. And then your flex play would probably be, I would probably say Flowers, my man. I would say Flowers. You could say Moss. I could see why you'd want Moss or Leggett in there. Downs is a pretty darn good play. Part of me sees Downs scoring a touchdown. In trades, I don't think you can trade any of these guys on the high, bro, unless you trade Josh Allen, which is what the question was before. And I would consider it if you could make sure you're in a good situation quarterback-wise. Like, if you could trade Allen down to Mahomes and upgrade Flowers into MHJ, like, that's what I'm doing. And if you're going to shop around any moves, do that. Shop that type of move. That would be Smitty approved to the 100th degree, bro. Flex, Leggett, or Coleman. I'm going to go Coleman, but they're both very good plays this week, my guy. Pick one, non-PPR, Coleman, Wandell. Dell, I'm going Dell, and I'm not even hesitating. I love the Dell hate. I love the Dell haters. There are people that consume my comment section every time. They comment on every video, and they're like, Smitty, you owe everyone an apology on Dell. Look at me. Let me tell you something. I will never apologize to you, Bob, about Tank Dell. I won't do it. If you think I'm apologizing to you, you're going to keep waiting. You're going to wait until the end of time. I'm not apologizing for a man that had 2 touchdown passes miscued by his quarterback in weeks 1 and 2. His quarterback got shut down by the Vikings in week 3 and he caught 5 balls. He was out last week with a wrist injury because he's trying to score you fantasy points for your fantasy team. You cut Dell. You keep crying about Dell all you want. Keep trying to pin my entire season and predictions on one man. Keep trying it, Bob. Keep trying it because you're getting nowhere. You're getting absolutely nowhere.
Let him cook.
Hey, Smitty, need one running back out of this Sermon, Chase Brown, Sharps, Braylon Allen. I'm going Chase Brown. He had 2 touchdowns last week. It feels like he's getting the love, but don't sway away from your gut instinct, bro, if it's telling you to go Sermon or whoever. Smitty, do we trade Gibbs, Waddle, and Reed for Bijan Robinson, Lamb, and Olave? God, that's a tough one. Gibbs over Bijan by a lot right now. It sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Wandell and I guess you would say you're actually, we got to compare the different players. Gibbs and Lamb is a wash. Take them out of the trade. I like Lamb a little bit more, but take them out of the trade. Phone line's not open, guys. So take them out of the trade. Then it's Wandell and Reed versus B-Rob and Olave. Bijan and Olave. I'm taking Bijan and Olave. It's just a better side. It's got more upside. You got to take the gamble on Bijan in that context, bro. It is what it is. Is it a great situation? Are we out of the woods? No, we're not even through the woods yet with Bijan. Like, I wish we could say we're out of the woods. I wish we were there. We're not. We're not even close to there. Give Bijan flowers, get Neighbors, ETN. Now that I would take Neighbors and ETN. I would. It is what it is. Flex Hill versus New England or Connor. I'm not sitting Tyreek Hill. Trade Mahomes, MHJ, Henry for Love, Chase, Jamar Chase, and Mason. I'm taking Mahomes, MHJ, and Henry. That's a good question, though, bro. It's a very close call. Flex, Whittington, or Leggett. I'm going to go Leggett. Start 3, Jefferson, Reed, Wicks, or Diggs. I'm probably putting... revenge game Diggs. I'm probably putting Diggs on the bench in this situation. Dell or Jennings? I'm going Dell. What's your thoughts on Ayuk the rest of the season? And Wicks over Ayuk. This week I'm going Wicks over Ayuk, but Ayuk should bounce back, bro. It should be a pretty decent game. Own Andrews and Muth. Should I drop Leggett or Whittington and start Muth, or drop him and start Andrews? I would just start Andrews in that situation, Nick. It's not like either is a lock for any kind of production. Smitty, my boy, in a 10-man league, traded Godwin and Cook for Walker and AJB. I would take Walker and AJB at the end of the day, but let's just hope you can wait on that, And it's tough because you're waiting on AJB, but at the same time, look, I think at the end of the day, it's just a good move. I got Dontavian Wicks on my bench. Did I cook? I think it's okay. I don't think you crushed him. I think you both got good player value out of that. It's pretty even. Injuries kill me. Start 2. Whittington, Trey Sermon, Leggett, Rome. Probably gonna go. I probably go Leggett and Sermon. Rome is hard to sit though. Chat. Pick 2 between Sermon, Leggett, and Rome Odunze, please. Pick 2. Sermon, Leggett, Rome Odunze. Trade ideas as well. There's no trade ideas with these guys, bro. You can't trade these players. No one's buying these players, Noah. You got to sell more expensive and sought after players. No one's buying Sermon on a trade. Wandell or Wicks, I'm going Wicks. Kyron and the flex, running back Sabreece. You're the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT, Andre. Go Wicks, baby. Wicks to the moon this week. He's going to have such a good day. Trade my JJ, Chuba, Brooks, and Deontay Johnson for Neighbors, Connor, Devontae Smith, and Keon. JJ, Chuba, Brooks. Neighbors, Connor, Devontae Smith. God, that's tough. I'd probably say keep JJ. Chuba's playing good. I know you got that Carolina running back locked down here. I don't love Deontay, but I think you could sell Deontay high for like a Dell or a Worthy right now. And at the end of the day, I love the sum total of what you have still. Start Worthy or McLaurin this week. I'm going Worthy. I'm starting Olave and Debo in other flexes. You're the best. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you, Pearl. Appreciate your super chat. I like Worthy and McLaurin about the same, but I'm going to go Worthy across the board. He's the number one in KC. Stroud or Fields, I'm going to Stroud. Thanks for the... Look, Fields is a good start this week. Like a really good start. So I'm hesitant to like say, so quickly go with another option like Stroud. But Stroud is almost a non-negotiable start for me unless you've got, other players that are around his territory of value. So looking at this right here, and the matchup is very solid. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. I think Fields has a good day, but at the same time, I think the Houston Texans are going to ball the hell out. And this is a Diggs revenge game. The entire team's trying to make a statement here. I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm going to go Stroud, but I understand why you would go Fields, but I'm not going Fields. I'm not sitting Stroud. Stroud's a must start for me. Glenn with the blank $2 hauler. Appreciate you, pal. Malik with the blank $20 hauler. You guys aren't putting your questions in here. Malik, appreciate you sending you to Mars. I'll try and look for a message, but you guys got to include the message in the super chat. The whole like, hey, go find my message. I can't. It's not as easy as it looks. We got 500 messages already in 26 minutes on the live chat. What do I do with Fields or Purdy? Same projecting. I'm going probably Fields for high risk, high reward feel in production, and I'm going Purdy for safety. Like if you're projected to win already, bro, then I probably roll with Purdy. If you're projected to lose and you need a big splash, bro, I'm probably gonna go Fields, but there's a lot more risk involved there. Purdy is very safe. Purdy's got a nice offense. Purdy's gonna be efficient, and dare I say, Purdy's kind of impressing me lately more than I ever thought he would this year. He really looks like a really solid quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be a top 5 quarterback, but this is like, and Niner fans take offense to this, but they shouldn't. This is like Goff at his best. Goff is really good. He could take you to a Super Bowl if he's firing on all cylinders. So it's funny to me that people take such offense to that when you say he's like Goff in his prime, but that's what Purdy's doing. He's playing fantastic football. Justice Hill, Braylon Allen, Jerome Ford, or Trey Sermon at running back 2. I'm probably going to go Braylon Allen for safety, but there's a lot of people like Sermon this week. Highest ceiling. I mean, Braylon Allen has, in my opinion, the highest ceiling. Trey Sermon's pretty solid, though. Ford is steady, but I'm just going Braylon. Braylon's my guy. Punches him in to the end zone. He could be capable of a 1 or 2 touchdown game at any moment. I know last week he didn't do anything, but either did Breece Hall. QB Kirk, Penix, Chase, BT, Chase Brown. Traded AJ and Debo for Breece and JMO and BT. AJ, B, and Debo for Breece, JMO, BT. Do I start Breece or Carr in the Superflex slot? You're going to have to look at your Superflex scoring, because as easy as it is to say Breece Hall, bro, has Carr been outscoring Breece Hall when they're both firing on all cylinders? I don't know. That's such a tough call. My question for you is, how is Breece Hall not fit into at least your flex spot, bro? Like looking at your team here, how is this possible? Kamara, Breece, Henry. How do you not start all 3 of those? Is there really no flex spot? AJB, Debo, Jamar Chase, B. Yeah, don't you have a flex spot, a non-super flex spot, bro? I'm looking at this team. If he could be your non-super flex, but your flex, I don't really understand. I'm probably starting trade Breece for Burrow. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. It's so hard to say that in a super flex, but how do you? Burrow's hard to trust, man. Guys, would you rather Burrow in a super flex or Breece Hall? He's got Carr as that quarterback spot. He's got Carr. if that's your only quarterback, maybe I would. But you have Kirk Cousins and Penix Jr. and Carr. What does he do in this situation? Would you trade Breece Hall for Joe Burrow if your quarterbacks were Kirk, Penix Jr., and Carr? Please vote. I'm going to say keep Hall and roll with Carr. He's been playing pretty well. Trade Breece for Burrow? No. I'm going to say no. But I do think that you've got to be overlooking your flex spot, bro. There's just no way. Trade Fields for Diggs. If you're good at QB, I'm fine with that, bro. Starting Njoku or Ertz. I'm probably going to go Njoku if he looks good to go in the morning. If he's good to go, no limitations, no talk about snap count. PPR, start Fields or Mahomes, Hunt or Dell. I'm going to go Hunt for safety, Dell for high risk, high reward. He could get you 3 points, he could get you 25. Hunt's good steady floor of like 8 points probably, and he could get you 15. So you got to pick your poison there. Fields or Mahomes? I'm going Mahomes. I don't sit Patrick Mahomes. I just don't do it. Plain and simple. Wicks, Debo, Jamar Chase, and Rashee Rice, pick 3. You're going Jamar Chase and Debo. I don't know why you're asking that question. But your real question, Jose, is Wicks or Shaheed, and the answer is Wicks, bro. Wicks to the moon this week. He's a fantastic mother freaking play, bro. Trade Leggett for Dell. I'd take Dell in a heartbeat. How do you feel about Jefferson against the Jets? Overseas games and look. First of all, I think that with JJ you can't even consider matchup. It's just not one of those things. If you just want me to give you an output, I'd say give me 80 yards and 0.7 touchdowns, meaning he's got a good shot at a touchdown, but isn't a guarantee. And I'd say 80 yards. But there's no way you're even considering benching JJ. My QBs are Purdy and Fields and Tua on IR. And one QB, definitely would trade Fields for a starter if Diggs is going to help you win football games, bro. Need one flex. Keon, Chase Brown, Trey Tucker. I'm going to go Chase Brown for high risk, high reward play. 2 TDs last week, but he could get you nothing, but he could pop off and get you a couple scores. Shakir's out. Keon's steady. So also someone dropped Naylor. Would you grab him over Tucker? Probably not with Addison back. He does feel like he's falling to the wayside a little bit again. Wide receivers are JJ, Reed, Debo. Need one more wide receiver. Bench Wicks, Wandell, Shaheed. I'm going to go with Wicks. Easy call. Easy call. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, my guy. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Ron, appreciate you with the super. Brian Robinson, not Bijan. He has McBride too. I'm thinking of countering with Gibbs, Reed, and Goddard for Lamb, McBride, and Brian Robinson. Okay, Lamb, McBride, and Brian Robinson. I'd rather have Gibbs. Yeah, look, if Bijan's not on the other side, I don't like the Bijan. I don't like the Brian Robinson side at all. So spell out who you have, because you got to be careful. B-Rob could be Brian Robinson or Bijan. Gibbs, Reed, Goddard. I would probably say... I would take Lamb, McBride, Brian Robinson in that offer right there. In that offer. In the other offer, I don't like the Brian Robinson side as much. Appreciate you. Braylon, Roshan, Madison. I'm going to go Braylon Allen for safety. Madison's a little higher risk, higher reward, I guess, but I'm going to go Braylon Allen. Have Bucky in the running back slot. AJB Debo trade was last night. Only flex one spot and super flex slot. ET, I don't know what this question is referring to. If it's related to another super chat, you got to ask the question again. I can't tie anything together. I'm long past anything knowing what your question was. Pick one wide receiver and one flex from Keenan Allen, Leggett, Bigsby, Dowdle, Braylon Allen. QB2, pick 2. QB2, pick 2. What the hell is this saying? One wide receiver, one flex from Keon, Leggett, Bigsby, Dowdle, Braylon. I'm going to go Keon Coleman and probably Bigsby personally, but Keenan Allen might be a tad safe for the Bigsby. And QB2, pick 2 wide receivers. Oh, question 2. Sorry. Question 2, pick 2 wide receivers and one flex. Give me Dell, give me Wicks, give me Waddle. But Keon and Bigsby are very close. You want to throw Waddle on the bench because you don't trust him, put Keon in. But Dell and Wicks don't sit for me in this question. Murph, appreciate you. Sorry I Was reading that wrong. Malik with the $50 holler. Malik going to Mars.
To Mars.
Malik dropping straight fire. Hey, Smitty, my wife's water broke. Holy shit. And we've been at the hospital today. Picked up Wicks in all leagues. Looking forward to a baby tomorrow. Maybe you name him Wicks. Maybe you name him Dontavian, bro. Maybe his name is Dontavian Malik Monk, bro. I don't know. Maybe Wicks. Wixie is his nickname. Wicks to the moon. He's risen. He's rising soon. Watch him score and make him swoon. Let him cook. Appreciate you and congratulations, Malik.
Let him cook.
If you don't name the baby Wicks, name him Smitty. Appreciate you, pal. Thanks for dropping the $50 wad and congrats. Hopefully the baby gives good luck to Wicks and Wicks becomes a monster, bro, like we've kind of been hoping he will on his channel. He's a little favorite of the channel. Smitty, my man, what's your take on prospect rookie wide receiver crew after 4 games? Baker, McMillan, Franklin, McCaffrey, Luke McCaffrey, Burton, and Corley. Of that group, bro, we have nothing. We have nothing. You want my take? Best option right now is probably McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey, because they want to use him and there's an opening. But there's nothing there with those guys. Absolutely nothing. And there's no progress or any idea as to when we're going to see much develop out of those guys. Not excited whatsoever about any of those guys. McMillan I am, but we haven't seen anything. Start 2, Hunt, Dell, Ford, Downs. If Downs drop who? Start 2, Hunt, Dell. I'm going Hunt and Dell. It's not even a hesitation for me. Appreciate you, Tyler, for dropping the super chat. And 12-team standard, 4-0, Mahomes, Fields, Mason, Henry, Pollard, Rice, Debo, London, Amari, Pickens, Coleman, Goddard, Kraft. Who's in my lineup? Well, I mean, Mahomes is my starting quarterback no matter what. Mason, Henry are my starting running backs no matter what. Debo and London, obviously, you better start at London. You better start at London, especially with these options. It's not like you had a better option. Debo and London are your starters. And then if you got to pick and choose after that, bro, Amari needs to be in there. If you get another option, I'm putting Pickens in over Pollard. I'm going with that. And then, Kraft, obviously, because you got Goddard on a bye. That's easy, Marcus. There's nothing even, tricky in that question.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, we're going to answer 30-second super chats. Make it snappy. I'm hanging up on you after 30 seconds, so you better get your phone calls and questions in appropriately and ask them in rapid fashion. Rapid fashion. Start 3, Jacobs, Achane, Wicks, and Reed. Probably sitting Jacobs, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I love Reed this week, so we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go 30 seconds. Aurora, you're live. 30 seconds, bro.
Hey, Smitty. All right, so my whole team's banged up. I have Zach Charbonnet in my running back 2 spot.
Charbonnet.
Do I drop him for Kareem Hunt or Trey Sermon?
I don't want you to drop Charbonnet, but I definitely love Hunt more than him this week because, Walker's back, bro. Charbonnet definitely gets some work, but this isn't something that.
No.
Yeah, you got to pick up Hunt. Hunt's
the only one besides AR on my team is I got to keep pretty much everyone on my team, fortunately.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I would say I'd rather have Hunt this week. Do you have Walker?
No, I don't.
Okay, so reach out to the Walker owner, make a trade. I mean, that's the only thing I can really tell you, bro. I can't not play Hunt over Sharps this week. That's all I can tell you. I can't advise you to be dropping Charbonnet though. Like that is not something I'm willing to get in that boat with you. But I definitely think
I understand that.
Yeah, look at other drops. I don't know. All right, got to go, bro. You're over your time. Appreciate you very much. Later, bro. All right, Aurora, thanks. Mike from Houston, you're live. Go.
Hey, Smitty, I had a quick question. So there's some players available on waivers. The players are Jamison Williams, Jalen Waddle, and Jonathan Brooks. And I was wondering, considering these receivers on my team right now, who do you think I should drop? So I have Worthy, Brian Thomas, Wicks, and I have Kareem Hunt and Dalton Kincaid. You think I should drop any of those? And I have an extra QB. I have Stroud and Fields, but I was wondering if you think I should drop it, even pick any of those 3 players up.
Well, I would drop. You have an extra QB or just a backup, one singular backup QB in Fields? Is that what you're saying?
I have Stroud, but I'm streaming Fields this week because the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say, like, is Hunt better than J-Mo or Waddle? Is it an 8-man league or something?
Yes, 18.
I mean, your waiver wire is always going to be plentiful, bro. That's crazy. But you can't let it trick you into thinking you got to drop somebody, like Hunt, who might be the best play out of all 3 of them right now. Maybe if you need an RB, that is. But I love J-Mo a little bit more. But do you need a wide receiver? Like, who are your wide receivers?
I have MHJ. My best wide receiver MHJ is Garrett Wilson and Malik Neighbors, and I also have Wicks as well too, and Brian Thomas.
I don't know, bro. This is a tough one. All of those guys are really close. I mean, Waddle's a big name, but he's not doing anything. J-Mo, I mean, honestly, I think Wicks is going to be that good right now, so I'm not dropping him. I like J-Mo over Hunt, but do you need Hunt as an RB? Tough to say. Is this Trevor? Trevor, right? Is this Trevor? Who am I talking to?
This is Mike from Houston.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, tough to say, Mike. I don't know. Chat, can we weigh in on this? Can you vote for Mike? Mike, we're way over 30, but vote for Mike's situation. Tell him what you think he should do, because I think we need some groupthink on this one. This is a tough question. Trevor from Cali, you got 30 seconds. I'm gonna be strict on this, bro.
All right, Smitty, I just got one question.
All right.
At Flex, I need one. Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Leggett, or Shaheed?
Worthy. Shaheed or Shaheed? Is this the
Shaheed.
Is this the Ray Rice New Orleans Saint guy? As Bruce said earlier?
No, Shaheed. My bad, Smitty.
Shaheed? Go Worthy, bro. I'm not sitting Worthy. I'm not sitting him.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, later. 84 or no, hold on. What is this? 864 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from, bro?
This is Chris from South Carolina.
What's up, Chris? What can I do for you? 30 seconds. Oh man, hold on. I think I messed up. Hold on. Let me see if I can rejoin that call. Hold on. I'm sorry. I actually hung up on everyone and I'm back. I'm sorry. You said Chris from South Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, what can I do for you, Chris?
I need to start 2 people. I got Kareem Hunt, Amari, BTJ, and Travis Etienne.
Kareem Hunt, Amari, Etienne, and who?
Travis. BTJ, Brian Thomas.
Kareem Hunt, Amari, BTJ.
And Travis Etienne.
Bro, I don't. Gosh, good Lord, bro. Chad, can we vote on that one? I mean, I want to say I want to give ETN a shot so badly. I really, really do, but it's so hard to do that. I think Kareem Hunt is one of the safe plays. I think they're just going to feed him. I really think he's going to get a lot of work. It's a risky play. It certainly is. BTJ should have a really good day.
Amari.
Amari's tough to sit. This is like worse than a 50-50 call. Like, even if you had to sit one guy, I don't know. Hunt, BTJ, Amari, and then it was who's the other one again?
Travis Etienne.
Etienne. God, what's he do, Chad? He's got to pick 2 of these guys. How's he gonna do this? Amari, I would say Hunt, and Amari for safety. Hunt and BT as your high risk, high reward plays. I really want to trust ETN right now, but right now you're not going to lose sleep putting him on the bench, and even if he does good, you'll be like, I get it. I had to kind of do that. But I would say there's a lot of BTJ votes in the chat, bro. Hunt and BTJ, ETN and BTJ. We got ETN and BTJ. We got BTJ and ETN. We got ETN and BTJ starting to take over.
And BTJ.
Yeah, right. Hunt and BTJ's winning the vote. All right, bro, got to go. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I got to go fast, guys. The super chats. The phone lines are closed after these guys. Balake, you're live. Quick, 30 seconds. Turn the show down. Whoever.
Bijan owner.
Everybody mute, but Balake, please, and please, when you have the phone unmuted, have the show off because it's like echoing. Go ahead, hurry up. Gotcha, Balake.
Yeah. Okay. If you're the Bijan owner, do you want Algier or would you rather have Justice Hill?
Algier.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, easy call. All right, later, bro. Mike from Chicago, go.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Real quick, I need help setting up my super flex and my flex position. My lineup is C.J. Stroud, James Cook, Brian Robinson Jr., Nico Collins, Chris Godwin.
I'll be honest, bro. I can't retain all this in a 21-second left phone call. There's no way. Ask me the simple question.
I just need my super flex and my flex. Do I start Andy Dalton, Austin Eckler, Zach Moss? It's between those three for my super flex and flex squad.
Go quarterback, bro. Yeah, that's the easy one. It's not like you have overwhelming options or Eckler's even hurt, so. But go ahead.
Okay, so do I do Zach Moss or Eckler?
I'm going quarterback. You said Dalton,
that's
right?
What a super flex. I got super flex and flex.
Okay, well, isn't Eckler out?
No, they say him and Brian Robinson supposed to be playing.
Isn't he still very questionable? Hold on. Yeah,
he is.
I'm not trusting Eckler.
He's questionable.
He's cleared concussion. He cleared protocol for week 5. Let me see if he's got anything else. He's battling through though. He's got Eckler can. Yeah, I guess he's gonna go. Chad, are we going Eckler coming off the concussion, or are we gonna go with Zach Moss? I kind of feel like I'm gonna go Zach Moss. I don't know. What's everybody thinking?
Baltimore defense.
What's everybody thinking?
Baltimore's defense.
What's everybody thinking?
Baltimore's run defense is pretty good.
Vote in the chat, guys. Vote in the chat. I go
Eckler.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It's not like the Browns are going to be a cake. It's not going to like the Browns are going to be a cakewalk. I don't know. Eckler's winning the vote. I think Moss is making a comeback. Moss for safety. It's about 50-50 now. Eckler winning by 2. Moss. It's tied again. Jeez.
Eckler's.
I hear you. Who is yelling? I hear you, bro. I hear you. I got you. You like Eckler? It's fine. Your vote's been accounted for. Moss, Eckler.
Andy Dalton scares me.
Eckler, Robinson. Yeah, the other thing too is Robinson's battling the knee injury. I'd probably say Eckler on that thought that there's maybe a chance that Brian Robinson's not full go, I guess. But Chase Brown's also starting to take over. You know, it feels like that anyway. All right, who was I talking to? Mike? Was that Mike?
That was Mike.
All right, Mike, appreciate you, bro. But put the quarterback in as well, obviously. All right, Daniel, you're live. Go ahead, Daniel. You're live. 30 seconds. Daniel left. Was that Daniel yelling or was that Doug? Doug, speak. Let me hear your voice.
Yeah, this is Doug.
Okay, it's Doug. Doug was the one yelling. Okay, Doug, you stuck around. I'm glad. Doug, what can I do for you? You're live.
Okay.
I'll give you a fresh 30. Go.
Okay, I've got a Superflex league, and I'm debating, do I play Rodgers at 6:30 in the morning, or do I wait and take Flacco at 10 o'clock Otherwise, if Flacco doesn't play, then I'm going to be without a quarterback in my second flex, super flex.
Well, Flacco's going to start. So I'm not.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what it looks like it is. Both games are rain. I'm not too worried about the weather. It's just that 6:30 in the morning compared to 10. You know, if I don't play Rodgers and then all of a sudden if Flacco doesn't play for whatever reason and they play AR5.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be the case. The thing about Aaron Rodgers is going against Minnesota, bro. I don't know. I know. They've shut down Stroud. They're a tough D. They really are a tough D. I'm going to go with Flacco, bro. I mean, every indication is Flacco's starting. I don't know why you'd be afraid of, a Fugazi, news report or something that might be straying you away from that. But it's, they want Anthony Richardson. Okay. Richardson's picking his nose watching Flacco, run the first team reps. There's no. If you're going to put AR5 out there, you would have him running as many reps as possible because he needs practice. You're not going to throw him out there with little first team reps. You're fine, bro. You're fine. I go Flacco.
Okay, cool.
Don't bet your life on it,
but
a better chance
almost. Yeah, I think there's a better chance of that game being a shootout rather than the Rodgers game because if they get the shootout, they're going to lose.
It's overseas. It's Minnesota defense. There's a lot going against Aaron Rodgers. Yep. It'll be the Breece Hall show. I believe Breece Hall will have a day, though. All right, appreciate you, Doug. Later.
Yeah. All right, thanks, brother. Take care.
Travis, you're live, and then I got to – unless, Travis, you want to wait for a second, and I'm going to clear these super chats out, and then I'll have you on the line if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, hang tight. Chris M4 with a $20 holler. Chris, you absolute straight savage. We got Fire dropping the $20 holler as well. He says, congrats to Malik on the baby. What's good, Smitty? My boy, start one. Braylon Allen, Zach Moss, Bigsby. I go Braylon for safety, and I do think Minnesota could be run on. I don't think that Rodgers will have a lot of luck throwing, but I do think Bigsby's also a very crafty play. It's against the Colts. It's in Jacksonville. Bigsby seems to be getting some momentum. There's no real good answer here, to be honest with you. I wish I could give you one, but I'd be forcing it. I'd be lying to you and telling you, go Bigsby, like I've got some, set, tone for this. I don't. It's up in the air. I'd be wavering until kickoff, but I would say Braylon feels safest for a tutty. And there's still a shot ETN resurges. If McBride is out, who do I drop? JSN, Coleman, or Dell? Why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this question? I'm not dropping Dell, bro. Come on. I think JSN's probably... it's so tough because I love JSN a lot, but Lockett's not exactly going away. And the consistency for JSN probably is just not going to be there. You're not right now anyway. It's not like you're going to see this guy just have, insane game after insane game in a row. He's going to frustrate you. You're going to have him in your lineup 1 week. He's going to do well. And then you're going to have him in your lineup the next week and he's not going to do well. He had 2 targets in week 1. 2 targets. Absolute garbage. He had 16 targets. 16. When I saw that, I thought it was a typo. 16 targets in week number 2. 12 catches for 117. Everybody was licking their chops. Next week, 3 targets, 3 receptions, 33 yards. The next week, 12 targets for 8 receptions, but only 51 yards. He is still to score a touchdown. I don't know. It's such a tough call. I guess I would say Tank Dell, Nico. I can't even talk. Keon Coleman is the least consistent of all 3 right now. So you almost have to say, I'm literally banking on what is going to happen and have no consideration for what has happened in keeping Keon Coleman in the fold here and letting a guy like JSN go. I'm not benching Dell. I'm not cutting Dell. I think it's between JSN and Coleman. I'll go to the chat Chad, are you cutting JSN or Coleman or JSN? I need to know what you guys think on this question. Also, who do I drop? And McBride is out. We'll have to see. McBride is currently, unless news broke while we've been live, McBride is questionable. He cleared the concussion protocol, but now he's still questionable with injury that is unrelated to the concussion, obviously. Where's my McBride? I think this is updated. Let me see if I can find McBride. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, we'll have to check in the morning. But he's got, he's expected, for all accounts, he should play. I don't think McBride's going to sit, so I don't think you have a problem there. And which one of the remaining two would you start PPR? It's going to be Dell for me. It's going to be Dell for me, bro. Dell is the guy I'm starting. If McBride plays, I'm starting Dell as your second question there. Also, which waiver wire tight end should I pick up? If you need to, and I don't think you will. I don't know if I love any of these options, really. I guess I would consider Ertz, probably. Maybe Schultz. I like both of them. Or drop Rice from IR for McBride. I don't think you're going to have that problem, Chris, but we'll probably have to take it as we go in the morning. But I'm not dropping Rice anyway. So, no, the answer is no. I can't drop Rice yet. You don't know what's going to happen. What if this guy comes back, bro? Fire, appreciate you dropping the super chat as well, saying congrats on the baby for Malik. Let me see if I've got any other $20 super chats. Okay, start 3, Jacobs, Achane, Wicks, and Reed. I'm going to go Achane, Wicks, and I think I already did this one. Achane, Wicks, and Reed. And probably dropping or putting Jacobs on the bench this week. Also, Love or Mahomes. I'm not sitting Mahomes. Just not. Start 1, Chase Brown, Braylon Allen, or Gibson. I'm going to go Chase Brown, but very, very close. I think the matchup makes me sit Braylon Allen in that situation. My team QB, Purdy, Fields, Tua, IR, running back JT, K9, Stevenson, Dowdle, Sermon, wide receiver Evans, Higgins, Wandell. I mean, look, I think you're going to flirt with maybe if you can even get anything for him. But trying to trade Stevenson, maybe Dowdle as well with Higgins for a slight upgrade. Just a slight wide receiver upgrade, rock out. Just keep poking around, trying to land something. 12-team PPR, start ETN or Tyreek. I'm going Tyreek. Would you start BT over both? I would not. I would start Tyreek. I'm not sitting Tyreek. He's done really well before without Tua. He just hasn't yet this year, but he has some big games without Tua. With garbage quarterback play, he can still deliver. Worthy, Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Connor, pick 2. I'm going to go Worthy. And the matchup for Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers is not good. I think I'm going to lean toward Pickens in this one. I think Pickens is going to have a pretty good day against the Dallas Cowboys. Start 2, sit 1. Cook, Kamara, Kyron. You can't sit Kyron. This is ridiculous to even have him in this question. And I think as much as I like Cook a lot right now, you also cannot sit Kamara if he's playing. He's a top 3 running back. He's top 2 running back in most scoring formats. You can't sit Kamara. Drop Isaiah likely for Wicks, probably. I want likely, though. Flex Wicks or James Conner. I'm going to go Wicks, bro. But I definitely don't just release likely unless you have to. It might pour in Jacksonville. Start BT, Ayuk, or Shaheed. Ayuk is safer. He's definitely the steady Eddie play, but BT is higher risk, higher reward. And weather is tough to predict. We'll know more in the morning if it's something crazy. Panic, drop Tank Dell. No, drop Jalen Warren. I'd rather drop Jalen Warren than Tank Dell. I'm not dropping Tank Dell at all, period. Smitty, the GOAT, appreciate you. 1 and 3, desperate. Lamar, Mixon, Achane, Dobbins, Hunt, Chase Brown, Lamb, Olave, Godwin, Terry, JSN, Laporta. Any trade ideas? Top tier running back. I would try and trade Dobbins or Hunt. You might have to wait a week on Hunt. Dobbins, Hunt, or Chase Brown. Chase Brown and Dobbins you could maybe move right now with Godwin for I mean, go get Bijan on the low. Godwin and Hunt, Godwin and Dobbs and Hunt, Godwin, Chase Brown and Hunt, Godwin, Chase Brown and Dobbins. I've seen people get Bijan for cheaper than that. And Etienne's a solid go-get player at, let's call it, Dobbins or Hunt levels. You know, maybe you throw in JSN or do something like that. Other RBs to consider. Clearly, you know, there's a plethora of guys from the higher level, from Bijan, you know, Achane type guys, and I know you have Achane, but those are players that are available in crazy situations, and people say, oh, no one's trading that bad in my league. You know, it is what it is. You either play in a league where people trade, some leagues people don't trade at all. JT injured, you might be able to get JT injured for that. You might be able to get Mason because people are worried about CMC. All those running backs are, I think, in the wheelhouse of a Godwin and Dobbins, or even a scary Terry and Dobbins, who might be able to get like a Josh Jacobs or a James Cook or something like that. I like your options there, though. Just keep taking stabs at JT, at you know, Bijan, at potentially Jordan Mason, at Jacobs. I receive Lamb and Tyreek and Jaden Daniels. I give up Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Debo Reed, and Kareem Hunt. That's hard to digest. I receive Lamb, Tyreek, and Jaden Daniels. I give up Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Debo Reed, and Kareem Hunt. I'm taking the Tyreek side and Lamb and Jaden Daniels by quite a bit. Thoughts? Do I do it? Dell would start. Yeah, Dell's fine to start. I'd take the JD5 side. That's a pretty damn good trade. B, appreciate you. Do I drop a Keenan Allen for Wicks? I would. And who do I flex? Connor or Garrett Wilson? Connor's probably safer with this matchup, but Garrett Wilson's higher risk, higher reward. I would say Connor if you want to go safe. Garrett Wilson if you want to take a big risk, but you know, Minnesota's tough. Smitty pick 2. Garrett Wilson, Pickens, or Wicks. I'm going Pickens and Wicks this week with the matchup of Minnesota, bro. That's me. Final super chat. Hey, Smitty, 14-team PPR. Should I trade Garrett Wilson for BT or for Higgins? Chat, would we rather have BT, Garrett Wilson, or Higgins? Can we vote on that? BT, Garrett Wilson, Higgins. BT, Garrett Wilson, Higgins. Please vote on that. I'm sorry, 2 more, Travis, just came in. Tortoise, appreciate you. Thoughts on Chase Brown? He's a free agent drop bench running back. Yeah, I mean, it depends on who, bro. But I definitely love Chase Brown right now. Dell hit my wire. Do I drop BT, Ayuk, or Wicks? Look, I'd find another way to get him. I'm not cutting those guys, though. I want Dell, but I'm not cutting those guys. I'm telling you, I'm not cutting them. What did the vote say? BT, Garrett Wilson, Higgins, Garrett Wilson, BT. The chat says go get BT, bro, on that vote. Wicks or Worthy at flex? I'm going to go Worthy, but it's damn close, bro. Damn close. Jason, appreciate you. What should I do with Jordan Mason after this week since CMC is likely to return soon? What do you mean is likely to return soon, Jason? Where are you hearing that? Because it's not. There's no likelihood of CMC getting in the lineup anytime soon. I know you want to hear that. I know Niner fans are acting like that's the way it is. It's not, Jason. Like CMC is going to try his best to get back. I'm not saying he won't get back, but he is so far away from taking Mason's job. So, would I trade Mason? Yes. Would I take Tyreek Hill and something? Yes. Would I buy low versus trying to buy high? Absolutely. That way you get more bang for your buck. Maybe you're getting a Bijan and a freaking, MHJ for Mason and a player that's going crazy right now that you don't necessarily believe in. Saquon is my only other running back besides Bucky and Braylon. I'm riding this train. He's a top 5 running back. And if CMC comes back, it's to share carries with Jordan Mason. You think they're going to run this guy as a starter in regular season games? Hell no, they won't. Christian McCaffrey, they want to get him ready and in motion for the playoffs if they can. That's their focal point. So, Smitty, I'm in a Superflex league. Is it worth holding on to Russell Wilson? Who's Russell Wilson? Xavier? Does that answer your question? I don't even know who the hell he is anymore. Is he in the league? Like, come on. Don't hold on to Russell Wilson. Should I trade Odunze for Keon Coleman? Maybe this week. I'd feel like I'd rather have Keon, but Shakir will come back, and who knows? Odunze's probably a tad bit safer on the season, but this week I like Coleman more, and if Coleman explodes, I might like him more long term. Not to confuse you, and not to suggest that I don't have an answer, but the truth is I don't. Odunze, Coleman, that could go either way. It'll be determined by this week. So really, really is hard to know. Travis, go ahead. You're live. Hello? Travis? Hello?
You're on mute.
Hello, Travis. Hello? I guess Travis isn't with us. Travis, call back. Daniel, you're live. Daniel, what can I do for you?
Yeah, Smitty, I need flex help. Tutu Atwell, Keon Coleman, Antonio Gibson, and Trey Sermon.
Keon Coleman. Tough call, though. But the target should be there. They should be there.
Okay, and defense, what do you like more? Dolphins against New England or Jets against Minnesota?
Dolphins probably, but I don't know. I don't love those options.
All right, got it. That's all.
Who's scoring more on the year in your format?
Who's scoring more on the year? What do you mean?
Of those two defenses, what have they been scoring in your format? Every format's a little different.
Jets. Yeah, Jets.
By how much?
But like I'd say like 6 to 8 points more than the Dolphins. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough call, bro. I'd probably say this matchup isn't the greatest for the Jets, but I mean, could Darnold make mistakes? He certainly could. They're overseas. It's going to be kind of a tough game for both sides. I don't know. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you.
Trust your gut on that one. Fun Antonio. Why do we call you Fun Antonio, bro? What's fun about you? Antonio?
I forgot. But I got a quick,
You're not very fun, bro. What?
Pick two: Kirk, Pittman, Worthy, or Leggett.
You're not very fun, bro. Okay, say it again, Antonio. All business, bro. I can't hear you quiet. I'm going to turn you into quiet, Antonio, in a second, bro. Can you say it louder?
Kirk, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Kirk. Okay.
Pittman, Worthy, or Leggett.
And how many?
Two. Pick two.
Worthy and Leggett. Worthy and Leggett. We call him XL. I'm gonna go Worthy for sure. And Chad, are we going Leggett or Pittman? Pittman with the QB change, maybe, right, guys? Am I right? Right? I think the chat's gonna say Pittman. Let's let the chat vote on this one, bro. All right, man. Appreciate you. Let the chat vote on this one and then go with the chat. Honestly, it's that close. Pittman feels kind of like the call, but especially with the change of QB situation going on, it usually ignites downs in Pittman, and I'm gonna go Pittman. It looks like the chat is as well. All right, later, bro. Oh, he's gone already. He's such a fun guy. Why? I wonder why. Travis, do you remember why we called him Fun Antonio? I don't remember.
No, I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe.
He sure is a ball of fun.
He doesn't either, so.
He's all business, bro. He didn't even roll with it. He didn't answer the question. Why we call you Fun Antonio? Worthy, Pittman, stay focused, please. Worthy, Pittman.
Maybe
Maybe that's why. Maybe it was
Yeah, it might have been.
I don't know.
I think I might have. You're a fun guy. All right. Anyway, what do you think about this question? A Dunze? Oh no, that was the old one. What was the one? It was a Dunze or Coleman on the year? Was that what the question was? I think it was. Let me see if I can find it, because that super chat had me kind of stolen for a second. I think it was this: should I trade a Dunze for Keon Coleman? Yeah. So on the year. I don't know, man.
Oh man, that's really tough. Like, because it's like with Coleman, well, Shakir's banged up now, so he could get more targets, and I think he's going to come into his own anyway. But then they could go and trade for Devontae Adams, and that's up in the air. Which way did you lean? I didn't hear that one.
I just went Coleman.
Yeah, that's the way I tend to lean, probably.
I feel like he's going to go up. This one here, bench Tracy, Gibson, Dunze, or start one of them. I guess I'd go, I don't know. Everybody's talking about Tracy, but it's like you don't know how much work he's going to get. It's going to be, a committee. And I don't know. I don't know that Tracy's gonna. He could. I don't want to stray people away from him, but I just don't know that this feels like everyone keeps thinking this is a lock that he's gonna get a huge volume. I'd say a Dunze is probably still the guy. I mean, the matchup's nice. The schedule's nice going forward. A Dunze is the big time playmaker. He's got the most talents. Carolina Panthers is in Chicago. I'm gonna say a Dunze pretty easily.
Yeah. I think Tracy should get 10 carries anyway, but they might have to throw a lot too. So, I guess I don't know. Tracy's supposed to be a decent pass catcher.
Arthur made a good.
Yeah, I'd go with Dunze.
Arthur has a good nickname for Wicks, Wicked Wicks. That's pretty good.
Wicked Wicks. Yeah.
Yeah, Wicks is gonna be. He's either gonna have a bust of a week because we're overhyping him, or he's gonna go nuts. I don't know, one or the other. Understand that that's possible. We might be messing with the universe too much. Addison or Wilson for the Battle of London. Neither, man. I'm not saying it's easy to sit Garrett Wilson. It isn't. But I think I'm going Garrett Wilson here. Addison's the number 2 on his team. Very good defense. At least Garrett Wilson's the 1 on his team. Very good defense. And on top of that, it's like, it's not that the Vikings are locking down the receivers as much as they're locking down the QB. Like look at Tank Dell. Five catches against.
Running backs are tough against too.
5 catches against the Minnesota Vikings. Tank Dell, everybody ripped on him. I think he had 5 for like 60 or whatever it was, 11 points or something like that game. I mean, he got 5 receptions on that mini D. I just think I'm not saying I'm not saying it's not lockdown city, all around, but I'm just saying it does feel like it's more of a quarterback situation than it is really that the receivers aren't getting open. Robert says Keon Coleman or Tank Dell to start. I'm going Tank Dell, but I love both of them. I think they're both fantastic plays this week. I've got a team where I've got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes, and I've got, because of bye weeks and injuries, I've got Tank Dell and Keon in both the flex spots, and I feel good about it. I think there's a strong shot they both get a touchdown.
Do you think Keon picks up more targets, or do you think they just go more to Kincaid and Curtis Samuel steps up?
I think whenever you take a wide receiver off the field, it's got to open up routes that are going to go Keon's way that normally wouldn't. It's got to, especially like a guy like
That's what I would
Shakir.
think too.
It's not like they can replace all those routes with tight end routes, or, Kincaid's not running the same tree that
I've heard some people say Curtis Samuel's going to just slide in, but
he could.
You have to.
He could.
But I still think Coleman gets a couple more targets. So
keep in mind, Coleman had I feel like people that don't watch the games, they have the box score Bobbies. That's why we created the box score Bobby clip.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you didn't watch that game where Keon had the one touchdown, a couple games, or was it last week? He had the score.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago he had the score, and everybody was saying there's only one catch, whatever. But there was a huge play, 2 huge plays that were miscues, or one was Keon's fault, really. I mean, it was a hard play to pull in or reel in, but it was like, I want to say 50, 60 yards left on the field. So it would have been 3 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. And we could play woulda, shoulda, coulda all day long. But these were clear like opportunities that were miscues. It was not something where it's like, oh, every receiver has their fingertips on a ball or a overthrown play or something. It was like, oh my God, the ball was in his hands, And if I remember correct, was there another potential touchdown opportunity? I don't remember in that game, or if that was the game prior.
Yeah.
But I mean, it should have been a
Might have
50,
been.
60-yard game and a tutty and 3 receptions minimum for Keon. I think Keon's going to have a big day. It's not like he's getting 1 target a game. And if people forget, he was benched the entire first quarter for being late. I don't know if he was late to the game or late to just a warm-up or late getting on the field for the first initial stretching situation. Like, we don't really know the details. But he was late for something, and the team benched him the entirety of the first quarter. So for him to come out and do what he did is pretty impressive. To play on limited action, bounce back mentally. He's such a high-quality character person, Keon Coleman. I think he took it in a positive way. Like, I don't think he's complaining on the sideline like a diva. He's saying, I'm a rookie. I was late. I need to pay the price. Now I won't be late ever again. So I think it'll be good. Hold on one second, Travis. Rock out. What's up, my guy? And PPR running back 2, Chase Brown or Akers? I'm going Chase Brown. Thank you, for the super chat. Akers is just not somebody you can count on right now. I mean, Chase Brown scored 2 touchdowns last week. I think it's clear the momentum's in his favor right now, at least to be in the lineup in those situations. What's up, Rock out?
Yeah, what's your feelings on Rice? I know we don't know everything yet.
So I went over that the whole beginning of the show. So definitely rewatch that for more details. But basically, my guesstimation is that he's got a partially torn either PCL or ACL, most likely PCL, because this, front hyperextension usually tears the PCL before it tears the ACL, but not always. So my guess is, you would know if you tore it completely, because your knee would be very loose when you pull on the bottom joint. There's a specific, test they do on the field. They can do it where they take the knee when it's bent. You're sitting in a chair like this. They pull on the joint, and if it's moving around like this, see my model. I ripped the ACL in this model, and you can see the knee sliding around. That's what happens without an ACL. You go like this. Your knee's going like that. It grinds down all the meniscus. That's why people that have an ACL tear and they don't ever replace it, they need a total knee replacement by 50 years old, because the meniscus is all worn down and there's nothing left. It's bone on bone. So that's the point of having the ACL, to hold it tight to keep the meniscus intact, and just to keep the whole joint safe. But for them to not know he's tore his ACL or PCL yet means that it's not completely torn, most likely, and the swelling's so bad they can't see enough. They've got to go in and see how much is torn, because if you tore it slightly, the MRI isn't going to necessarily show that. It's not going to say, oh, hey, look, you can see it's torn a little bit. They don't know how much. They got to go in. The swelling's so bad it makes it even harder. But the thing is, the swelling's so bad, something's obviously very wrong, or you wouldn't have that much swelling. So it's hard to imagine us being handed really good news like, hey, he's going to be back in 5 weeks. I don't think we're getting handed that information. I think what they're probing for, again, no pun intended, as they probe his knee, they're probing for info that will suggest that, hey, don't elect him to be out for the season necessarily, because maybe in the second week of the playoffs he'll be able to come back and contribute. But it's really hard to know. It's really hard to know.
Yeah, so you don't see him like coming like mid-year or end of year.
As I said, I don't think you can have that much swelling and there be a minimal problem. I think they're gonna go in and they're gonna see that the ACL or PCL, probably the PCL, is not torn completely, but it's so torn that it's not gonna do any good. When you have a grade 2.5 tear, grade 3 all the way, snap your ACL in half. When you have a grade like 2.5 tear, it's so bad, it's stretched out. If here's your ACL, it's so stretched out, it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. It's a very lax rubber band, and your knee's still sliding around as if there's no ACL in there or no PCL because it's so loose and stretched out. It's kind of like, I think that's the best example. It's just what I showed you with the visual. And so basically they have to go and remove it anyway and put a new one in. So.
Yeah, and if it was something minor, I know everyone's body's different, but 5 or 6 days out, the swelling would probably start to subside a little bit, at least. If it's still so swollen, like you said, that they can't even
they
tell
can't
anything,
see.
they have to go and exploratory.
Yeah, and sometimes
Something's off.
a surgeon will say, like, we'll know when we get in there if there's also this damage or this damage, because the MRIs can't tell you everything, especially when there's a bunch of clutter. Essentially, the swelling is in the way. You can't see anything, and then because it's still swollen, there's a problem. There's a major problem inside his knee, or you would not have the body saying, fill it up. It's like airbags everywhere. Fill it up, protect it at all costs. We got something screwed up here. So there's very, very high likelihood that there's not a scenario where he's coming back during the regular season. I'm not saying cut him yet, but just temper your expectations. It'd have to be a miracle with the swelling, and then we have to hear some weird explanation as to why the swelling didn't subside. Just that there was a lot of trauma to the knee. He lucked out in terms of the ligament itself, but the brunt force of the bone bruise, he found out he has a bone bruise still. Actually, they didn't report that yet, but it's a bad bone bruise, which caused the swelling, which caused the inability to see the ACL. Like, that would make sense. And then we're like, oh, okay, there's some explanation for the crazy swelling, but that would introduce another problem because the swelling is coming from something. So if it's a bone bruise that they haven't necessarily revealed to us that's massive, that's going to hold him out 4 to 8 weeks anyway, and maybe that's all it is. That's your best case scenario. There's something crazy like a bone bruise, and they should know that by now, though. They really should, but maybe they're not telling us everything. All right, let me go over. Oh, he hung up. Rock out. Go ahead. I got to get to these super chats, so I'm going to go to you, then over to Travis. Then I'm going to dump the phone line for now. But what can I do for you, Rock out?
I was asking because someone offered Rice in a trade I was going to get. He wanted my Hill, Pacheco for Rice, Wicks, and Brian Robinson.
No, don't trade Hill. Hell no.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, sir. No, sirree.
Oh, and you play Burrow over Purdy, right?
I would play. Why is this guy posting 8 times in a row? Top clips. Why are you posting that 8 times in a row? Is that a glitch or what's he doing? Yeah, I have that. He's like, I think you're just copying and pasting it.
No, he's doing the panic spam and hope someone sees it.
Please, someone is. Someone.
If he just
SOS.
Just waited, I was gonna help him.
Everybody drop an SOS and drown him out. Drop an SOS emoji. I give you temporary approval to drop the SOS emoji and spam it in the chat over and over. He's like, there go my questions. They're going.
LMAO.
I don't know. First of all, your question is too long, Top Clips. I don't have that kind of time. Ask me something simple.
Well,
He did it again.
And I think it's good advice too. Is that like, don't ask a question, list your team, and say, "What should I do?" Ask a specific question. You know.
Yeah. Like,
should I go after this guy?
I mean, I could promise you. I can promise you the likelihood of me answering a one-off question as I'm going is almost slim to none if it's more than one sentence. I'm just not going to be able to grab your paragraph and throw it over and slow down the show and read everything going on. So, you know, if you got a question, bro, I would love to help you. In fact, I will help you, Top. Just drop your very simplistic question, and I'll get to it.
Real quick.
All right, rock out. Anything else?
Yeah, would you play Burrow even though he's playing the Ravens, or go Purdy with the easier matchup?
I'd probably go Purdy.
I like Purdy this week.
Yeah, I was thinking of it.
I'd probably go Purdy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I feel like Burrow could like do well, but maybe not fantasy well. I don't know. Tops says,
Yeah,
why are you trolling me? We're not trolling you. You're spamming the chat with your question over, like you're pasting it. What do you mean? The chat's responding very, very nicely by just putting an SOS. That's all. But Clips, repost your question and make it small, one sentence, and I'll answer it for you real quick, just because I want to do that for you. All right. Anything else, Travis?
Yeah, I have Ramondre and I have Likely in a league. I have Gibson right now. Would you drop Gibson to pick up Andrews?
Drop Gibson to pick up Andrews. Yeah, I would. I don't believe in Gibson, bro. He's gonna fumble the job away. You never know though. Like he's always been a good player, but like, just how many years of disappointment have we had? You know?
And he's gonna be like a
I don't believe in Gibson.
Yeah. Is he gonna get all the work?
Pass option. He doesn't know how to read holes.
Is he gonna get all the work? Probably not. Is he playing in a great system? No. You know, so like, how is it really gonna work out? You know, and it's like,
and I still think like, I'm not a big proponent of Ramondre anymore. Like, I like him as a player, but I can't get behind him consistently because of the team. I mean, the Patriots.
Look,
but at the same time, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to lose all his carries.
I think
I have to give him the ball.
I think I made the right call. I mean,
goal line carry.
Obviously, I made the right call taking both Ramondre and Zamir White off the Moon Man list, like in the middle of the maybe early preseason ish.
Yeah.
I just my rationale was so sound, and I think it should resonate through the next handful of years for Moon Men and Mars Men and Saturn Men. It's just probably the best advice I could give anybody is just don't get caught up in the excitement of a player like Zamir White. Like, that was exciting to hear. He grew, he ate spinach. Like, is the offense good? If the offense isn't good, he can't score points, and he's not going to get opportunities. Exactly. Now, the only thing you have to be mindful of and very astute about, which I'll admit, I'll give you a mistake of mine, is to continuously doubt the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield repeating what he did last year, and then holding that against, like, let's say a Godwin. You know, I've liked Mike Evans. No matter what he eats, he's been a favorite of mine, you know, from the beginning of time. But yeah, I love Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been all season long been a buy low whenever there's a little drop in production. Buy low. I love Mike Evans. But I admit, I've been down on Godwin because I felt like only Mike Evans was going to eat. So there is a potential error that you can make in trying to judge how good an offense will be. So if you get that wrong, like if Zamir White was going to be in a good offense and I miscalculated the Raiders offense, then I would be wrong, right? Because Zamir had some upside. But if you believe in your heart of hearts that the offense won't be productive, like New England, it was very clearly going to be not a very good offense, then don't draft a player. It's just not worth it. They're not going to get enough opportunities.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
All right.
All right, bros. I'll see you later.
I did the I got the trade done where I was asking earlier. I ended up doing B-Rob and McConkey, and I got back Tyreek Hill and Jalen Hurts because he had Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. So
Jeez,
that works,
bro.
right?
Brian Robinson and McConkey, and you got Hurts and Tyreek Hill.
And Tyreek Hill, yeah.
Jeez, bro.
I don't know why the kid drafted. He said it was by accident, but who knows what people are thinking. He said he accidentally drafted Lamar and Hurts back-to-back rounds. I think he had some plan to trade a quarterback.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
He watched my show, and I'm like, don't do it. All right. See you later, bros. I'll see you tomorrow.
Double tight end.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll see you tomorrow about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half before morning game kickoff. All right, later. Kamara for a healthy Mixon and Worthy. No. Oh, a dynasty. Yeah, damn it. Damn it. Jack, I don't know, bro. It depends. I guess I'd answer it this way. If you can win a bunch of cash money, bro, you gotta roll with the Kamara side potentially if there's a lot of money on the line, dynasty or not. If you can't really win or it's not a big money league, it's like $50 entry or $20. Not to say that's not a lot of money for people, but like I think I'd be more worried about losing Worthy's long-term value. Total clips top clips. Here's your question. Mason, Hubbard, Bijan. I also got Brooks on reserve. I don't know what this question is. It's not even a complete question. Top, I told you to ask a question, and I would answer you. And it's like pieces of your question I think you're dropping. Let me see if he's got the question somewhere. I don't think he dropped it. I don't think he did what I said. He said, okay, he would drop the question. And then I'm scrolling. And then he just drops this. There's no question here, bro. There's no question here. How am I supposed to help you? I told you I'd help you. I don't know, bro. And then I got this right here. Look up above. Bro, I'm looking above. You made a statement. You just listed some players. There's not a question in there. There's not a single question in there. Okay, Andrew. Flex, Deontay versus Bears or Wicks versus the Rams? I'm going Wicks. Deontay's banged up but should be good, but I'm going Wicks, baby. Pick 2. Hubbard, Wicks, Deontay, Garrett Wilson. Probably going to go Garrett Wilson and I don't know. Maybe you go Hubbard. Let's see here. Hubbard. Chat, do we go Hubbard or Garrett Wilson? I'm definitely going Wicks with one of these spots, but chat, vote Hubbard or Garrett Wilson. Hubbard or Garrett Wilson. Please vote in the chat for me. You could also vote Deontay if you want. Marquez, appreciate you becoming a loyal member, my guy. Trade idea, Mason for Hill when I have Gibson. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Try and get a little bit more if you can because the fair market value is for Mason's higher. Definitely higher. We got a Hubbard. There you go. Wicks and Hubbard it is, bro, for your question. Appreciate your super chat. Wicks and Hubbard, start them. Mason, DK, Devontae Smith. Devonta Smith. You spelling it. You're making me think you're saying Devontae Adams. CMC, Monty, Achan, Hunt, Ferguson, any moves? I'd probably say, bro, I don't know that there's a lot to move here, to be honest with you. I think you're waiting until one of these, DK, could you trade DK for MHJ and something? You know, like, can you downgrade, quote unquote, DK for Hill and some Monty upgrade? Cody, I'd probably attack that. Go to the Tyreek Hill owner. Go to the MHJ owner. See if you can do some sort of move there. I like the 2-for-2 idea, though. Let's see. What do we got here? Are we done with this here? Am I clear on the super chats? I think I am. I might call it a night here, hour and a half in. I know I could go longer. I guess I'll go a little longer. Let's go some phone calls. A few more phone calls. 30-second phone calls. I'm going to do about 3 or 4.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Subscribe if you're new. We've got 30,200 about 60 subscribers. So we could go to 30.3K on this show if everybody just smashed that button. Do it live. Should I trade Worthy for Devontae Smith? I don't know, man. It's a really tough question, Ricardo. I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, Devontae Smith, but like Worthy's going to be elite, I think. Leggett, Dell, Keon, T, start 3. Dell, T, and Keon probably this week. I do like. Thank you guys for the subscribes. Wow, we said 5 or 6 go through. Appreciate you. I'd probably say put Leggett on the bench this week, but I definitely like him, bro. Definitely like him. Joe says, let's see here. Joe says, Ertz, Parkinson, Strange, or Juwan Johnson. I mean, if Juwan's healthy, he's not a bad play with Hill out, but make sure he's good to go. I almost kind of lean Ertz or Juwan. If you guys can mute yourself real quickly, appreciate it. I'll come to you in a second on the phone line here. Drop Hopkins to start Coleman, or I start Waddle. I'd be fine starting Waddle, man. I know he's a questionable play, but I still, I like Coleman, though, a lot. I think Coleman's higher risk, higher reward. I don't even know if Waddle could be considered safe, to be honest with you. I guess Waddle's a little bit, I don't know, guys. Waddle or Coleman? Can we get a vote on that one in the chat? Waddle or Coleman? Waddle, Coleman, vote, please. And for those of you who complain, like every once in a while, I haven't seen it tonight, but every once in a while people go say something stupid in the chat, like Smitty, somebody paid you for a super chat and you're asking the audience and not even answering the question. The best thing I could do for somebody is go to the audience and get them handfuls of votes on a trade. Like, that is the best gift I could give somebody, is say, here's what I'm thinking, but let's ask the audience and get you. Haven't you watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? When they ask the audience, it's almost always right. That is the best gift I could give anybody. Like, it's just wild to me how negative some people are. I don't see it tonight, but I see it once every other couple nights. It's just wild to me. Bill the Tickler, what is up, my guy? What are you doing back there?
Hey, yo, Smitty, how you doing, bro?
What's up, Bill? What can I do for you? There he is, Bill the Tickler.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Smitty, thanks for taking my call. I truly appreciate it. You know that.
What can I do for you, Bill?
So tight end, McBride he's back and forth. He's healthy. He's not healthy. So my other option is McBride don't go Ertz or Schultz. And then running back 2. I stuck myself in the draft. I didn't draft very well running back wise. Forgive me. I apologize. I didn't learn well enough. Missed on Montgomery. But nonetheless, so do I go running back to Eckler or Charbonnet? It's not a pretty situation.
I don't know, man. I guess Charbonnet. The reason I say that is because they still feed him a lot. They're both sharing carries. And the Giants... Bill, you want me to answer the question? The Giants are a good matchup, and what if they get up big and, I don't know, they want to rest Walker a little bit. They kind of felt like I feel like they're capable of that. I'd probably go Sharps. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, the side note of that, of you saying the Giants, is I'm a Giants fan, and I'm actually I got Tracy in there right now just because of like what the heck, because I have London and I had Koo, the kicker, so I'm already sitting at 59 points at this point. So I feel like I can risk a little bit. I'm not trying to be crazy, but
risk a little. Yeah, but I would just start the best option. The best option.
And so then another 13 minutes after midnight, maybe Hunt's available, and maybe I go for him. And,
yeah. Oh yeah. I like Hunt a lot this week. I'd definitely start Hunt. Definitely Bill.
But a couple days ago when Hunt showed up on the injury with the shoulder, I'm like, is he in football shape? Is he going to take one hit and he's done and that's it? And then, that's gone. The mystery and the ceiling that was Hunt is just evaporated like that.
Well, you're playing imaginary, imaginary what if games here.
Imaginary fantasy football. Go ahead, say it.
I mean, Bill's in there going, but what if? Bill the Tickler is saying, what if this guy gets hit by a truck? Before the game. What if he misses his train? What if his mama? What if his mama is
that truck gets hit by this guy?
What if his mama is making a pot of meatloaf stew the night before and it gives him massive runs and he can't even get to the field and the lion heart gets uncaged again and goes nuts? I don't know. I mean, what are we supposed to do, Bill?
I really want Lionheart and Kareem Hunt. Oh, I love the Lionheart. Oh, that's some good stuff, my brother.
I wish we could recreate it with another blonde, long-haired, stallion. But we'll have to find our next Lionheart.
Look, Smitty, my quarterback is Mahomes, so trust me. I wish Lionheart, had a little bit more just capability of just doing great things and just being a killer. I want that.
All right,
I want that bad.
Bill, anything else? Got to roll through the phone calls. Appreciate you, bro. Anything else?
No, we're good. So, are you going live an hour before the 6:30 a.m. game or before the 10 a.m.
No.
game?
Why would I go live before the hour before the 6:30 game and cover only that game? No, Bill.
I asked you first. You tell me.
No, I'm never gonna go live before the London games. It's in a couple hours. I go live before morning game kickoff. Morning game kickoff does not include the dumb London game. Sorry.
Amen.
Sorry,
Amen.
Sorry, Londonites. I don't mean any offense to Londonites out there. What do you call someone from London? What is the like?
Right now, after 2 days ago, I called him Drake the
London.
Great.
Drakes. All right, later, Bill.
Drake. Love you, Smitty. Thank you.
Later. Yeah, I don't go live before the London game. I'm sorry. All right, this one's Scuba Steve, and then I'll go over to Travis. Scuba, did I get him in time? Yes, I did. Scuba Steve, what is going on, pal? What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on, my man? So I wanted you to get analysis on my trade. I remember a while ago I was 4-0, and you told me not to do that one trade for Brandon Ayuk. So I went to the 0-4 manager, and I traded Jerome Ford and Shaheed for Devontae Smith. I was just going to ask if you like that trade.
Say it again. Ford and who? Shaheed?
Ford and Shaheed. Yeah, Shaheed.
You mean Ray Rice from the? You mean Ray Rice from the Saints?
Yeah.
you mean is that Rashi Rice or Ray Rice from the Saints? Which Rice is it? I don't know if you weren't here earlier, Bruce. I forget how Bruce worded it, but I think I have it here. Hold on.
Rashid Rice, was it?
Let me play it because this was unbelievable. Bruce just one minute you think Bruce can't go and say something. He totally redeems himself. Just when you think Bruce can't say anything I don't want to say more ridiculous. Here, listen to this. Listen to this from.
Yo, I got a question for you. Would you trade Keon Coleman for Rashid Rice, the one on the Saints?
That's not Rashid Rice. That's Shaheed.
Shaheed.
And his name's not Rice. It's really what do you? Not all players are the same, Bruce. Not anybody that starts with an R that has a Rashi are all the same type of person. You know the Rashid Rice on the Saints.
I'll get some work to like 7
You know the guy.
I'm just rolling out of bed.
You know the guy, the Rashid Rice on the Saints, the version they have of Rashid Rice. That guy. That version.
Yeah.
What are we doing, man? Oh, bro, it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. All right, anyway, so yeah, you traded Shaheed. I'm confusing myself now. Ford and Shaheed for Devontae Smith. That's a home run, bro. It's a home run.
All right, cool.
Yeah, home run.
And so another situation with that league. So I have Goddard on bye. I was gonna try to pick up some of the tight ends that were like Kraft and all those guys, but those guys got scooped up, and I was waiting on Njoku, so I didn't act fast on that. So I just wasn't sure if he was gonna play. So somebody dropped Mark Andrews, and I picked him up. I don't know if I should go with him or if you would just go with Strange, Brenton Strange from the Jaguars. Because I know that Mark Andrews' fantasy value is hanging on the thread, but I mean I figured just for a replacement, maybe I might get lucky with that he'd actually do something.
Yeah. You know what I think is strange is the obsession over Strange. I'm not saying I don't like understand. You know, a guy scores a touchdown, everybody looks at him, but he's had 2 targets, or he had 3 targets last week, 5 the week before. It's not bad. I mean, it's not horrible, but I'd take a gamble on Andrews, I think, before I would, resort to that personally. But that's me. I don't know.
No, I mean that's just what I was thinking too. I was just thinking that because the same guy that I traded with, he put him on waivers, which I understand because he got like 0. So I figured I would just risk it. I don't really have any ties to Mark Andrews if he doesn't do good. If he doesn't really do anything again this week, I could just cut him because to me he was just a waiver. He was just a waiver guy, and I have Dallas Goedert, so it would only just be a 1 week thing for me.
All right, yeah, I'd do it live. All right, later, Scuba.
All right, hey, Smitty, I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, later, bro. All right, rock out real quick. Rock out's back. Rock out real quick, and then Travis, then I got to roll.
Yeah, we playing Connor versus San Francisco or ETN. Yeah, those two.
Connor, San Francisco, ETN. I want to lean ETN. Give him 1 more week, bro. It could definitely not work out. It's so tough. That's a high risk, high reward play. Connor's safer for sure.
Indy gives up a lot of yards to running backs.
Yeah, Connor's safer for sure. But I don't think his upside is like 2 touchdowns, 140 yards or something like that. I'm not saying ETN gets that, but ETN still, like, this feels, I really feel like we're either going to come in here and we're going to talk about Bigsby taking the job from him, or we have that Najee Harris, Jalen Warren handoff about to happen last year. And then all of a sudden they change offensive coordinators and they just shoved Najee back out there 1 more game. He does well. And then we're like, whoa. I feel like I don't know why it smells like that situation, but it may go one way or the other. I feel like I give ETN another shot personally, but that's me. All right, boys, appreciate you. Travis, you got one final thought?
If you were going to trade I was asking you yesterday too. Like Puka and Ridley is like Ayuk enough for that? I'm trying to open up a spot on my roster too. Or are you looking for more than an Ayuk or more than a Najee?
Say it again. Puka and Ridley. Upside. Puka and Ridley for what?
Yeah.
Like Puka
Ayuk or Najee.
Like Puka and Ridley for Ayuk. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd take Ayuk.
Or Dell. What about Dell?
No, I mean, as much as I like Dell, I think you're overpaying. I think he's literally free. Like, you can even look through the chat. Like, people don't even think he's. It's weird to me, but people don't like him. I think you're overpaying. It's not that I don't like the idea. I love Dell. Dell's my. I pick up Dell, start him. I did some resurrections last night. Dell's in my wide receiver room. I love it. Fantastic. I let people hate him. I don't care.
And the last thing quick was if I have to make a spot on my roster, would you be willing to drop Keaton Mitchell?
Yes. He you don't even know when he's coming back. What's going to look like.
Right. Yeah. All right.
All right, bro.
Do you think ETN could get traded if Bigsby takes that job?
I mean, there's rumors
I know
about
they
it.
picked up like the fifth year, but yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. I think there's definitely a possibility. Like, whenever somebody gets demoted, like Stevenson, like, and somebody comes knocking, you'd have to be complete imbecile if you're like, okay, we don't like this guy enough to start him. Someone's like, we'll take him for this, and you're like, no, we want to keep him. Like, it just, so it depends on the market. The market.
1 year left.
The market decides it more than the Jaguars decide it.
Yeah, good point. All right. Thanks, Winnie.
Later, bro.
See ya.
Later, rock out. Harrison, you got 30 seconds, pal.
Hey, Smitty. I just wanted to ask a quick question. I probably already know the answer to, but are we starting Romeo Doubs or Josh Downs in the flex?
I don't think that's that crazy of a question, and I don't think I even have an answer off the cuff. I would just say I can see Downs scoring. I really can, but that doesn't mean he's a lock to score. I'm just saying I could see Downs in the end zone. I could see it, just the opened up offense now, and good Lord, how they score so easily now, and they throw the ball, and Pittman's involved, and sorry, it was Downs and who?
Doubs. I mean, I also do have Braylon Allen, but
Downs is probably safer. I'll say that, but Doubs definitely got more upside. So I would say, tough call, very tough call at the end of the day. But I would lean toward Downs for safety. Doubs, if you need a splash, Doubs high risk, high reward. Could get you 3 points, could get you 18. Downs feels like a 10 to 14 guy. Very, very tough to say.
I was kind of leaning Downs anyways. That's what I had in my lineup.
Just know Doubs is a
I'll probably
monster.
stick with that until Chicago proves otherwise.
Yeah.
Because they're playing horrible.
Yeah.
Good call on Chicago, by the way.
Yeah,
Shane Waldron's ass.
Shane Waldron's horrible, bro. It's like you're gonna get a lot of Caleb supporters to come back and say, "Well, Smitty, the only reason he's bad is because of Shane Waldron." And I'm gonna be like, "Bro, that's half of my argument." Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
I did see a next gen stats thing of the route tree that Shane Waldron has his receivers running, the difference between JSN's routes this year and last year, and it's just abysmal. So I feel bad for any receiver on Chicago right now.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, appreciate you. Maybe
Later.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Marquez Conklin, I think is what you mean to say here, Marquez. Schultz, Parkinson. I'd probably go Schultz, my guy. Whittington or Slayton. Come on, man. There's got to be something better out there. I'd say Whittington. He got a lot of targets at least. Start Sermon or Madison. I hate this question too. I'd probably go. I guess I would go Madison. I don't know. Sermon and Madison. Guys, Sermon or Madison, please vote. Sermon's tough. It's such a tough call. I hate both of them. I don't want to start either one of these guys. I feel like it's a potential disaster waiting to happen. I mean, Sermon, I don't know. A lot of Sermon votes in the chat. I just don't know that I buy into it. I don't know that I feel the vibe. 1.6 yards per carry last week, 5 carries. I know it was Pittsburgh. 5 carries, 8 yards. I don't know. Let's talk of like weather. I don't know, bros. I'm gonna say it looks like a Sermon won the vote, but I'm gonna lean Madison. I'm gonna lean toward don't go either. There's got to be a better option, bro. Start 2, Garrett Wilson. Is that Dell, bro? I don't know if this is Dell. DE. I don't know if you're trying to say Dell. Wicks, Mostert, Ty. I'm gonna go Wicks and Dell if this is Dell. If it's not Dell, I'm gonna go Wicks and Garrett Wilson. Thank you for the super chat. Start or sit Wicks. Yes, start him. Start Josh Downs over Garrett Wilson. He's safer than Garrett Wilson. Also, how do you feel about Garrett Wilson if Adams comes to the Jets? I think it can't be good, but maybe he is more efficient. I don't know. He's not doing good now. You know, I just don't know that. I don't know if it can get any worse, but I don't know that it gets better. It's hard to say. They'll live near the red zone more, so maybe he pulls in 8 touchdowns instead of 4, you know, or something like that. And then, you know, maybe he doesn't get more yardage or opportunities, but hard to really say. I don't think he could be great. I just don't know that it's going to necessarily hurt him as much as we think. It just probably doesn't, you know, makes him more efficient because they're near the end zone a lot more frequently, and he gets a couple more tutties, but I don't think his yardage goes to the roof or anything because Adams is there. If anything, it's just probably his opportunities go down. It's just usually not going to end well when somebody comes over to become the number 1 wide receiver when you're the number 1 wide receiver. Just not a good scenario. Ingram and Njoku are both on the wire. Who should I pick up for the long term? For the long term, I'm going to go probably Ingram. But I don't hate either option. You can put in a request for both and drop the same guy. That way only one goes through. Dynasty, BTJ or Garrett Wilson. I'm going to go BTJ right now. He's absolutely having an amazing rookie year. And he's a rookie, so you can only imagine next year what he's going to look like. Seems crazy, but Mahomes versus New Orleans or Fields. We get this question a lot, and you're not wrong to want Fields. Could Fields outscore Mahomes this week? Sure. But I'm not sitting Mahomes personally. I'm not doing it. I refuse to. We got a good point. Someone said do some Underdog. Yeah, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Guys, hit this link and sign up. If you've been hit by injuries, you're down and out, or let's say you're crushing it and you just want more skin in the game, you're going to smash this link. I'm going to pin it in the live chat. Promo code Smitty gets it done as well. Underdog, using the link that I dropped that I pinned, it's in the description of every video. Code Smitty does the same thing. Using that link or code Smitty, you'll get 50% matching your first deposit all the way to $1,000. So if you drop $2,000, they'll give you $1,000. The minimum is only $10. So drop the minimum of $10. They'll give you $5. What is this derby? It's best ball drafting. It's best ball drafting. It's starting over right now. Drafting a team starting over right now. And on that note, let's pull up a draft. Let's get into one draft right now on Underdog. Go to the Week 5 Battle Royales. Click the green button right now on a Battle Royale, $5 entry. Use that link I just dropped to sign up. And let's get into a Battle Royale week number 5. And if you don't get into the exact same draft that I'm in, who cares? Jump into another one and smash. So let's call it. Let's see here if I can pull this up. Here it is. I'm in the 2 spot. I'm in the 2 spot. This is a Battle Royale week number 5 contest, and it's all week 5. It's best ball. You draft 6 players. There's 6 people in each draft, so 36 picks. It goes really quickly. The drafts are absolutely done and over with in a snap of a finger. So smash a draft right now. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Draft begins in 5 seconds. You'll be able to watch me draft here. I'm going to go to board view and smash from the 2 spot. First overall pick might be Mason. He's been the top pick overall for week number 5. His ADP is 1.1 in a week 5 contest, so it's probably going to be Mason here. I'm going to draft 6 players. You have 1 running back, 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and then a tight end. So you can go with 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers, a tight end and a quarterback, or you can go 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end, but only 1 quarterback and only 1 tight end. I'm on the clock. As much as I love Mason here, I'm going to go Kyron. Kyron's only got, 6 touchdowns in 4 games. I think he's due for another 2 or 3. So smash the code Smitty. Is code Smitty spelled like Smitty? Yes. Code Smitty. SMITTY, my guy. So hit that link. The link will insert code Smitty for you, though. Just hit the link. The link's in the live chat pinned. It's in the description of the video, but code Smitty, smash it. All right, Jordan Mason went at the 3 pick. 4 pick was Nico Collins. Jamar Chase. We got a double back-to-back pick here for AJ in the 6th spot. What's AJ going to do? Again, how do you get into these? Link is pinned in the live chat. Link is in the description of the video. Code Smitty gets it done, or just click the link and it'll insert code Smitty for you. They'll match your first deposit 50%, all the way up to $1,000. But again, the minimum's only 10. They'll give you $5 if you do that. $20, they'll give you 10. $100 first deposit, they'll give you 50. And so, these cost $5 to do these drafts. What's the prize? $30K to first place. Yeah, there's a lot of people that enter, but $30K to first place. All right, here we go. CJ Stroud, Brock Bowers. Here we go. We're getting closer to being on the clock here. Appreciate you all being here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Subscribe. Smash it. Do it live. Appreciate you all. Also, hit that thumb up button on the way in the door. How many thumbs up do we have in this live stream? Only 200 thumbs up. We have 600 people still in here. And only 200 thumbs up. If we could smash that, I'd appreciate it. All right, on the clock, I could go with Deebo Samuel here. I've already got Kyron, so I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go Deebo. And then there's 2 back-to-backs right before I pick again. I've got options like Josh Allen, MHJ, Jaden Daniels. Josh Allen. So I'm probably going to go MHJ here. I'll go MHJ. I got Deebo. I've got Kyron. Got some of that Cardinal Niner game action going on with this team here. Kincaid. Do I have any other super chats pending? I don't think I do. I think we're all caught up on everything. Yeah, we should be. Did I leave any over here? I was on all these different screens. I just want to make sure I didn't leave a super chat somewhere. Tua is a gunslinger, says Chris. I mean, he does throw the ball well down the field. Is it always accurate? No. Is he an elite quarterback? Absolutely not. Is he going to win a Super Bowl? 100% not. Anthony with a $2 hauler. Should I drop Braylon and start Madison instead? I don't think that's worth it for 1 week, bro. I'd rather have Braylon Allen. McBride or Kraft. If McBride plays, I'm playing McBride. And McBride he's good against the Niners. The Niners had a tough time with him. Madison or Cam? Probably Madison, but I don't like either option. I'd rather you go a different direction if at all possible, my guy. If at all possible. And Chef, appreciate you dropping the super chat. Smitty 5 is the only 5. Can you pick 2? Whittington, Tutu, Atwell, Tracy, Yoshi Voss. Hey Smitty, he's 7 feet tall and he smashes fantasy football. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. I would probably go. Oh man, a lot of people are picking Tracy this week. Guys, can you vote in the chat, please? Whittington, Tutu, Tracy, Yoshi Voss, pick 2. I'd probably go Tutu and Tracy, I guess, man. Yoshi Voss and Whittington, they're no better shots than Tracy, I guess, this week. So I go Tracy and Tutu, but I don't love those options. I'm not going to lie, bro. I feel very low confidence in that advice. Very low confidence of 2. Confidence level of 2. First answer is agreeing with my Tutu Tracy call, but I'm not loving it. I'm going to tell you that right now. We got a little. Let's see here. We got 2. Let's go Achane here. I'm going to go Achane here. I got Achane and Kyron. I got Debo and Harrison. Love the team. You know, a lot of show favorites sitting right here in front of your very eyes. We got team 1 as a quarterback already. Everybody but team 5 as a QB. So let's be smart about this. We got Love and Purdy out there. Feel very comfortable with the QB situation. So I'm going to pass on QB here. And I think I want to grab Kraft because I think he's an excellent choice this week. And I'm going to allow my opponent to maybe step on my QB snag here. I'm trying to think, what are they going to go? Are they going to go Kyler because of McBride? They got McBride. And I'm fine with that. I want to stack either Kyler with... I'm either going to stack Purdy and Debo or Kyler and MHJ. And I don't really mind going either direction. I just didn't want to miss on Kraft. Chef, appreciate you, bro. You got my answer, and I think the chat agreed with me. Thanks, Smitty. No Rice, Barkley, Gibbs, Goddard. I'm sorry, Anthony. Anthony, appreciate your super chat, though. You're going to the moon, pal. Let's sing it to Mars.
To Mars.
Love the ETN pick here. If I had another spot to go RB or something, I'd go ETN. Wicks was a good call. He's fallen pretty far at the end of round 5 in this 6-man draft. That's pretty good for Wicks. I think it's a really good wide receiver. I might do a couple more later tonight. You guys should do too. Hit the link that's in the live chat. I'll drop it one more time. There it is. Hit that link. It's pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of the video. Hitting that link inserts code Smitty for you, or you can insert code Smitty manually. But do some drafts tonight. Take advantage of this Wicks late round 5 value. Wicks, late round 5. Okay, so do I go Purdy or Kyler? Purdy or Kyler? I think I'll go Purdy. 77.4 is my score. And then let's do a couple pick'ems. NFL pick'ems. Let's put together something amazing. Okay? NFL pick'ems. I'm scrolling through. Breece Hall, 49 yards rushing. That's tough because, I mean, Minnie's a good... It's a tough matchup. Breece Hall had 62 yards 2 weeks ago, 54 yards 3 weeks ago for 62 yards. 2 weeks ago, 54 yards. 1 week ago, 4 yards. So his 49-yard line isn't the easiest like home run we've ever seen. So I'm gonna move on, and you know what? Let's let me find another one. So I'm gonna find another one for you. I think that I really, really like... There was one on here. Let me go find it. Where was it? Let's see what the Wicks line is. Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. CJ Stroud, 1.5 TDs. I feel like he's going to throw 2. I'm going to hit that higher. Nico Collins. What's his yardage at? They don't even have a yardage line. They have 14.75 fantasy points, though. Tank Dell, 46 yards receiving. I'm going to hit that over. Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, 40 yards. I feel like Keon Coleman's going to get more than 40 yards. I'm going to move on from now just to go find the... And I might take one of these off. I'm just grabbing a hold of the ones I like on one contest, and then we'll move on and either keep them all or knock 1 or 2 off. And I'm going to put like a hundo on it, let's say. Burrow, Lamar, Jamar Chase, 73 yards. That's pretty good. Derrick Henry, 94 total yards. That's a lot, but I mean, he can definitely do it. Chase Brown, 32 yards. Some of these are just really close calls. Like I could easily see them not getting these numbers as much as I could see them smashing the numbers. Don't like any of those yet. I'm on Underdog Fantasies app. Make sure you go to Underdog. Link is in the live chat. I'll put it right here. I got the Dell one already, bro. Okay, Jaden Daniels. 0.12 times on the rushing or receiving touchdown, which obviously he'd just get a rushing. It's pretty good. I'm gonna hit that one and we'll take it on or off later. Okay, Brian Robinson, Jerome Ford. I'm going to keep going. I don't like... There's not as many this week home runs so far. You know, I'm scrolling through, and I'm just not feeling that, you know, that gravity pulling me toward the pick yet. A couple of those I did. But, you know, we got a lot of bye week players, some ballers. I want to see the Kyron line. What's Kyron Williams' line? I mean, I might even hit the touchdown, but I want to see what the yardage is for Kyron. All right, I'm still scrolling. ETN, 55 yards rushing. I don't know that that's a lock. BT, 50 yards receiving. That's a good one. I'm going to hit the higher on that. We'll come back to that one. BT, 50 yards receiving. That's a really good one. Okay, I'm going to keep going. What do we got here? What do we got? Brissett, Tyreek Hill, 55. Wow, 52.5 rushing, receiving combined yards. 52.5. Hit the higher on that. HN, 47 yards rushing. I'm going to hit that. We could take one of these off, but I'm just adding these. I like that a lot. I might even take this whole entire contest and just roll it into something. I think I'm going to do that. All right, where's Kyron? Kyron. What's Kyron's line? Where you at, Kyron? Kyler Murray. I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Marvin Harrison Jr., 56 yards receiving. I like the higher on that. Debo Samuel, 52. He's weird, though, because he could get a lot of rushing. I don't know that 52 is a lock. It's good, but I'm going to move on here. I'm going to keep rolling. Jordan Mason, 89 rushing yards. That is a lot. That's a big line. It's very respectable. I think he overdoes that, but it's still a good line. That's a very high line. They obviously respect the hell out of what he's going to do this week. Let's see here. I'm looking for Kyron. We're at the Broncos. Bowers, 45 yards. I think he can get that, but I'm going to keep going. I'm looking for Kyron mother freaking Williams. Where are you at, my boy? I could search, but I'm just wanting not to miss anything. I'm looking. You guys should look as well. I would put this on screen, but it's catching and freezing. So I took it off. Kyron, 82 yards. That's also pretty damn respectable. Do we take the Kyron 0.5 touchdown higher, which they're going to give us less than 1.76? I don't know. They really respect Kyron, as they should. Jacobs, I'm not going near Jacobs because he screwed me last week out of $3,000. If Jacobs would have got 50, I think it was 56.5 or 57.5 rushing yards, he had 52, I would have won $3K. It was all on Jacobs. $3K. $3K on Underdog here. Pissed me off. Jaden Reed, 76 total yards. They respect that, man. Dontavian Wicks, 56 yards. Hit the higher on that. Okay. Absolutely. Loving that. All right. I just put a $10 on that to win 1,000, essentially. But I'm going to reuse the players, and then I'm going to look at it again, and we're going to take off. Okay, so if we're to do a $100 hauler, let me send these over to the screen. And if I'm going to do $100 on this grouping here, Tyreek Hill, let me send this over to my computer. You guys tell me the ones you like the most to put. Like, if we were to try and narrow this down to 3, let's try and do this together. Narrow this down to 3 calls and put $100 on it. What are the best 3 calls? These are my favorite of the week so far. I didn't go through all of them, but these are my favorites so far on Underdog for this week, number 5. There's this one right here. Achane, 47.5 rushing yards higher. Marvin Harrison Jr., 56.5 receiving yards higher. Wicks has to be one of them. 56.5 receiving yards higher. That's a really good one. And then there's these right here. Oh, that's the same one. Hold on. And then this one right here. Stroud, 1.5 TDs. I think we can maybe take that one off. I think he hits it, but these other ones are gold. 46.5 for Dell. I think I'm leaving that one. I think I'm going to take off Stroud. I'm going to leave Dell. I'm going to take the JD5 one off. BT 50.5 is pretty good. Did Ron Navy just gift memberships? I think Ron Navy just gifted. Coble gifted 5 memberships. Wheel Snipe City gifted 5, and Ron Navy gifted 50 memberships right now. Ron Navy to the moon. Ron Navy, nice work, pal. Ron Navy to the mother freaking moon. Nice to have Ron Navy back, by the way. We got this one. Smitty, start Hunt or Sharps or Mostert. I'm going to go Hunt. Pretty safe this week. Smitty, we're doing some real graveyard hours. Best fantasy football show in the world. Thank you, Malik. Appreciate you. And start 2 wide receivers and a flex. Pittman, Hill, Wicks, Jacobs, and Ford. I'm going to go Wicks and Hill for sure. I probably go Jacobs in that last spot, but it's really close between Pittman and Jacobs. Also have Love and Kraft. Do I go all on Green Bay? I'm not afraid to start Wicks and Kraft at the same time, if that's what you're saying, and Love. Not afraid. But I probably would go Jacobs with that 3rd spot personally, but that's me. If the chat feels differently about Pittman Jacobs, please vote in the chat. Thank you again, Ron Navy, for dropping the 5. Thank you, follower, for... who was it again? Hold on. Gifted. gifted 5 was Jonathan Coble, Wheel Snipe City, and Ron Navy dropping those gifted memberships. Absolute legends come in strong. You guys absolutely rock. And just to make sure there wasn't another gifted membership somewhere, I think I got it all handled. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. And this one right here, pick 2, Worthy, Wicks, Garrett Wilson. I'm going to go Worthy and Wicks. Appreciate you. Okay, so what do we decide here? Thank you again, Coble. Thank you again, Will Snipe City. Appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to take JD5 off. I'm going to take CJ Stroud off. We're going to just narrow it down to the 3 best or so and put $100 on it, or $200 or whatever. So Tyreek Hill feels like a lock at 52.5 yards. At least not a lock, but a very strong play. I love the 47 on Achane as well. These are all really good. So I'm going to leave Dell. I'm going to take BT off because he can have a 50-yard reception and that's it. I'm going to take him off, although I like it. I'm keeping Dell at 46.5 higher. Tyreek 52.5 higher. Wicks 56.5 higher. Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, I don't know. Part of me wants to use this one on a... If this is $100, that would give $1,000, I think, roughly. So Dell, 46.5 higher. Tyreek Hill, 52.5 higher. What are we thinking here, guys? Marvin Harrison Jr., 56.5. Achane, 47.5. I could see him having like 40 yards rushing and 50 receiving or something. I'm going to take Achane off this one. So I've got Dell, 46.5 higher. Tyreek, 52.5 higher. Wicks, 56.5. And Marvin, 56.5. If I do... $100, pay $600 on that. Yeah. Bigsby higher than 25 yards. That could be good. Yeah, it could be good. Achane didn't have that combined last 2 weeks. I know. That's why it's a little bit worrisome. I'm going to go with this one. $100. If I get all 4 correct, it pays 6 times. So $600, $100. If you get 3 correct, it pays 1.5 times. So it's pretty good. So here's the contest. I'll screenshot it, put it on screen. I'm going to drop 100 on it. That'll pay 600 roughly. And anybody wants to tail any of these, I recommend that you do whatever works for you, how much you put on it, but I think these are pretty good. I'll put it on screen. Here it is. $100 pays 600. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to get all these other ones off the screen. Those are all good ones though. I liked all those calls, but this is the one I put a hundo on. Dell, higher than 46.5. Tyreek, higher than 52.5. Marvin, higher than 56.5. And Wicks higher than 56.5. Doing it live. I like that. All right. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for the super chats. Ron, thank you for the gifted memberships. Wheel Snipe, thank you for the gifted memberships. Sorry I closed the phone line for any of you trying to call in right now. I don't have it open because only a certain amount of time I can do during the show before I get lost in the super chats again, and then I get behind, and then the show becomes boring, and I don't want that. This show's never becoming boring on my watch. We got to keep things moving the way we keep them moving. Underdog Fantasy, here's the link one more time if you want to tail these picks. It's so fun to do these hires. Sometimes it feels like taking candy from a baby, and I've been cleaning up the last 3 weeks. Cleaning up on these. I put them on screen too, or I put them on IG. I mean, I've been crushing these. I last week I think I only put down like it was like a bunch of $20 and $10 ones. I think I barely spent $80, and I think I had $650, $700 coming yet last Sunday, and then the one before that it was I think $700 off of spending probably like $65. I spent $65 and I had $700 come in. And I was about to have $3,000. I would have $3,000 on a $28 contest. I showed it. It's on my Instagram. I showed it on YouTube. That you know, I think it was Monday. I had all 7 of the picks right, and the 8th one was Jacobs, and he missed it by 6 yards rushing. I would have $3K off a $28 contest. $3K. You hit all 8 of them, and it's like a 80 times multiplier. It's crazy. See you all in the morning. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live additionally whenever news breaks, and I'll be live before kickoff in the morning. See you all tomorrow morning, 1 hour before kickoff. No, not the London game. What do I look like? All right, later.